Imagine you're walking down an unfamiliar path, perhaps in a dense forest or a quiet, deserted street. You're a bit lost, unsure where this road leads, and suddenly you stumble upon something completely unexpected, an empty time machine. It's just sitting there out in the open waiting now. Don't ask me why the time machine is empty or how it got there. Maybe it ended up in your timeline due to some glitch during an experiment, or maybe it's been abandoned by some rogue scientist. The reason doesn't matter. What matters is that it's here now, right in front of you. As you cautiously approach the time machine, curiosity piqued, you notice a manual lying nearby. You pick it up and begin to read. And that's when you discover something truly astonishing. This time machine, as incredible as it sounds, has the ability to replace your current soul with your childhood self. Yes, you heard that right. Your soul can be transported back into the form of your younger self, allowing you to relive your childhood years. Now take a moment to think about that. After hours of staring at this bizarre contraption, the thought that will inevitably cross your mind is this is my chance to go back to fix all those mistakes I made in the past. I can finally make everything right. You start to imagine the possibilities. I could achieve everything I missed out on during my childhood. I could become the smartest, most successful kid in the world. Heck, I could even invest in Bitcoin and be rich beyond my wildest dreams. But let's be real for a second. It's not something you'll find. It's not like there's some crazy scientist out there who's going to just hand over their life's work to you. Think about it. Who in their right mind would create such a powerful machine and then leave it lie around for just anyone to use? It's pure fantasy. But as a fantasy we all share isn't the desire to go back to undo our mistakes, to rewrite our lives with the wisdom we have now. Everyone has wished for that at some point. But here's the harsh reality. Time travel, at least in the sense of going back to the past, isn't possible. However, in today's world, there's something just as powerful within your reach, the ability to master any skill or knowledge within just 24 hours. And no, this isn't some baseless claim or pie-in-the-sky dream. I'm going to give you the proof, the evidence, and the method that makes this possible by the end of this video. Now, I don't care what you want to do with this formula, whether it's learning a new language, becoming a master manipulator, or excelling in sales and marketing. Whatever your goal, this formula is going to work for you. And I call this formula TED Method. But before we dive into the specifics of the secret formula, there's something crucial you need to understand to become an expert in anything. The first and most important step is belief. You have to believe without a shadow of a doubt that you can do anything. This isn't just some motivational talk. This is the foundation of mastering any skill. Without this belief, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Let's take a simple example. Suppose you want to become an expert at talking to strangers. Maybe you read every book on the subject, watched countless videos, and studied all the theories. But if deep down you don't believe that you can actually do it, all that knowledge is useless. You need two things to succeed. First, an unshakable belief in yourself, that you can do anything, and second, absolute laser-like confidence. Whether you want to speak confidently, chase your dreams, or master any skill, without genuine self-belief, your mindset will never be in the right place. And let me tell you, our species has thrived and become so successful through evolution, not just because we have a opposable thumb or because we can make tools, but because we have brains, complex, powerful brains. And this brain of yours can make you a king or a slave depending on how you use it. Building confidence in yourself is the most effective way to unlock your potential. And the key to building that confidence is belief. You need to believe that you're the most knowledgeable, the most overpowered version of yourself. If you don't have that confidence, if you don't feel powerful, then what's stopping you from learning something that will make you powerful? Trust me, with the right approach, nothing is out of reach. And that's where the TED Method comes in. So you probably heard all before. Self-help gurus telling you to just believe in yourself and all your dreams will come true. But let's be real, it's not enough to just think positively or tell yourself you can do something. You need a proven method, a concrete plan to turn those beliefs into reality. And that's exactly what the TED Method is. This isn't just another piece of advice floating around in the vast ocean of self-improvement content. The TED Method is a structured, efficient way to quickly and effectively master any skill. And yes, it works for any skill, subject, or area of knowledge. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, it's important to understand that the TED Method is built on three key pillars: trial, error, and document. These three phases are interconnected and need to be understood thoroughly for you to truly grasp the power of this method. Trial. The first phase is trial. This is where you immerse yourself in the learning process. Picture yourself at home, sitting comfortably, surrounded by resources, books, videos, online courses, whatever you can get your hands on. The key here is to focus on quality learning, not quantity. You're not cramming for an exam, you're learning these skills for yourself for your own growth. So take your time, absorb the information, and don't rush. The goal is to truly understand the material, not just skim through it. Once you've absorbed the knowledge, it's time to take notes, but not just any notes that are clear, concise, and easy to understand later on these. Notes should be like a cheat sheet or a chapter. Summary is something you can quickly refer back to and recall the information with ease. Error, the second phase, is error. And this is where things get interesting. In this phase, you take the knowledge you've gained and put it into practice. But here's the catch: you need to do it immediately. No waiting, no overthinking, just action. Let's say you watched a video on YouTube about a particular skill, pick up a pen, and start apply what you've learned right away. If you've learned some manipulation tricks, don't just sit there, find someone to try them out on. The point is to take immediate action, to put that new knowledge to the test. As soon as possible, you might fail. And that's okay. In fact, it's expected. The first time you try something new, you might not be good at it, or who knows, you might be incredible at it right off the bat. But you'll never know unless you try. The beauty of this phase is that it reveals where you're making mistakes, and those mistakes are invaluable. They show you exactly where you need to improve. Document. Finally, we come to the last phase, document. This is where you reflect on what you've learned and where you've gone wrong. Take the time to write down your mistakes, your successes, and everything in between. This documentation process allows you to revisit the learning phase with clear focus on areas that need improvement. And here's the important part: you need to repeat this process. Start each day with learning, go out into the real world, and try out your new skills. And then document your experiences. This cycle of learning, applying, and reflecting is what will drive you towards mastery. And remember, it's crucial to implement what you've learned. Within 24 hours, a lot of people read books, absorb knowledge, but never put it into practice. Don't be one of those people. If you don't test your knowledge immediately, it's going to slip away like sand to your fingers, and then you'll be stuck rereading the same books, which is not only a waste of time, but also incredibly boring. So now, armed with the TED method, it's time for you to find your next skill to master. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't let doubt hold you back. Start today. Implement what you've learned. And I challenge you, tell me in the comments about something where the TED method doesn't work. Because once you understand and apply this method, you'll realize that there's nothing you can't learn. The only limit is how much you're willing to believe in yourself and how far you're willing to push your own boundaries.